He's burping big time.
He's burping big time. Hi, I'm Darryl Choronzey, and I'm doing something entirely different besides hugging big lake trout. I'm with Brian Dack. We're up at Kluane, is it Wilderness Lodge?
Yes.
Kluane Wilderness Lodge in the Yukon. Stick with us, because we're going fishing. I'm gonna put this guy back in the water. What do you think?
We'll catch some more.
I'm going fishing all the time, and my baby's going fishing too. Bet your life that your sweet wife can catch more fish than you. Any fish will bite if you got the right bait. Now here's a little something that I'd like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too.
Going Fishing with Darryl Choronzey is brought to you in part by Ontario, more to discover, Yamaha Motor Canada, and by Abu Garcia. Closed captioning of Going Fishing is brought to you by Fish Crisp. It's always hard for Choronzey to turn down a fishing trip into Canada's far north, especially when it comes to fishing the #1 trophy Lake Trout Lake in Canada. Now, putting that into perspective, considering that Canada is home to the world's best lake trout fishery, then Kluane Wilderness Lodge on Wellesley Lake in Canada's Yukon territory is the place to visit for a lake trout adventure of a lifetime. Today, Choronzey has taken up an invitation from Kluane Lake Wilderness Lodge owner-operator Brian Dack to experience what Field and Stream magazine describes as the #1 trophy lake trout lake in Canada. Here, the trout can be summed up best with one simple word: big. Kluane Lakers can weigh over a mind-boggling 60 pounds and average out at better than 10 pounds. Stay with us as we visit the best in the world. That is, when it comes to catching trophy lake trout.
You got one, eh, Brian? Brian, as you're fighting this fish, let me ask you something. What's the biggest fish you've taken out of this lake?
48.
48 pounds.
Yeah. We had a new world record for a junior 3 days ago. Junior girl, 30 pounds.
Wow.
13 years old.
Now again, you're running that, you've got that jig on there with the rubber.
Yeah.
I see a bloom in here right now too, eh? Is this normal for July?
Yeah, we will get it sometimes. Now when it's hot like this, it'll come a little bit. This fish is pulling the boat.
Yeah, yes. I see. You notice we were facing into the sun and now we're starting to turn around a little. What's the biggest one so far in camp this summer?
40 pounds. Right on, and that was weighed too.
Really?
Yeah.
Big, big fish, Brian. You like this daytime, middle of the day fishing, or because it's the middle of the day all the time up here, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. We're getting about a half hour of dark right now.
He's got that rod bent over pretty good, Brian.
Yeah.
Boy, he's got that graphite bent. You're not using nets here, it's all cradles?
Yeah, all cradles, yeah. No.
And again, this was the first catch and release lake, I think, anywhere in North America. We'll get back to that, but you release pretty well everything except some small ones for shoreline?
That's right, yeah. We've never flown a fish out of here. This is a good fish.
I don't think he's going to get around and tangle on that other side, does he? Maybe I better bring that up.
Maybe.
You know, I'm not hooking with you, eh?
No.
Brian, look at this fish finder. The bottom's just layered with fish down
Yeah.
there. Wow, is that a lot of fish?
All big ones, too.
Isn't that something? I'll get my flash.
There he is. Oh, yeah, this is a good fish.
That is a dandy. Now, you weren't right on the bottom either, eh?
No, and just trolling a rubber jig.
You know, Brian, most people jig with a jig. You troll with a jig.
Yeah, we're a little bit different up here, but it works.
Look at the color of this fish. Is this ever nice? Dandy, 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 dandy fish. I just don't want.
Grab him by the tail.
Got him.
And just put your hand under his belly.
Yeah, if I can get over to him.
Come on, old timer.
No, no, it's my knee.
Oh.
Not bad for a single barbless hook, eh?
Yeah, easy to release.
I'm gonna get him over the side, Brian. What do you think?
Free to go.
That is a nice fish, Brian. Brian, what is the depth of this lake, the deepest?
165 feet in the deepest, but very seldom we fish more than 50 or 60 feet.
Nice fish, buddy. Let me tell you, that took us, and we're gonna say this right now. We flew in at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock today, right?
Yeah.
And we were waiting for some equipment to come in back on a second plane. We haven't been out here 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I got lake trout slime all over me already. This is paradise. I'm telling you, this is paradise. How far are we from Whitehorse?
200 miles northwest by float plane.
About an hour and 40 minutes it took us this morning. Eh?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this is great. Alaska's just over the mountains?
60 miles away. And our nearest neighbor is 80 miles away.
Okay, how big is your lake?
11 miles by 6 miles.
11 miles by 6 miles, and it's a fish factory.
Yep. And if you can't catch fish, you stay free.
Just gotta, is that the rules?
Yep.
No kidding. Hey, just gotta watch the fish finder, they're there.
Yeah.
Wellesley Lake's trout population benefits from its 14-year-old policy of catch and release when it comes to trophy fish. There's always room in the frying pan for a tasty meal of lake trout fillets, but Brian Dack makes certain the big ones go back to fight another day and, more importantly, spawn another season. At Kluane Wilderness Lodge, the use of barbless hooks is also mandatory. It also helps enormously that this lodge is the only development on the lake, and a quaint, comfortable resort at that. All the comforts of home can be had at Kluane, but the lodge limits its accommodations to a maximum of no more than 18 guests. A great place to visit with friends and family, or to use on corporate get-togethers. A fisherman's paradise? You bet.
Brian! I could hardly get that rod out. Did that guy wallop that, Brian? Wow. He hit that. Hey, I just put that atomic down. You know that?
Yeah.
Boy, did that guy hit that. I had that down.
Looks like a good one.
Hey, listen, I could see them on the Eagle, and I had it down 45 feet. Boy, did he wallop that. And he's staying down.
He's really pulling the boat.
You're not kidding. I thought I saw atomic in your store.
Yeah, we got some, but we use mostly spoons.
Wow. Did that guy hit that?
He's really pulling the boat.
Yeah,
Big
he is.
fish.
I'm just sitting here talking to you, and you're pointing, and I'm looking at the rod, and it's going down into the water. This guy smacked him.
It's good to see those bubbles because we know he's blowing his air out and we can get him back down to release him.
Well, I wish he'd blow his air out pretty quick and get up here.
Yeah, they pull hard, that's for sure.
You know, and without no fish story. That's
Nope.
3 fish in less than an hour, you know?
Yeah.
And 1 on the atomic, eh?
Well, I'm still 2 to 1 on you.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, but this fish is going to make up for those other 2. This is a strong fish. I'm going to try and just hoist him just a little. This is one you want to make sure you've tied the right knot, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, and I've got that cannonballs out of there, okay?
Come
Look
some
at the
more
size.
bubbles.
Ooh, look at this fish. Look at the bubbles. Look at the fish. Wow.
Look at all them
Look at
bubbles.
the bubbles.
Crystal clear water.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Look at this fish. What a hog, eh?
Yeah.
What a hog. What a hog. That's it. You're gonna tail him, Brian, or what are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
we'll pick him up.
Okay.
Just back away a little bit.
Yeah, I'm backing up. You lean over.
Come here, fish.
Whatever you do, don't lose that lure. You gonna let him go in the water, or are you gonna bring him up?
Oh, we'll get him up for a picture.
Okay, let's take some pictures.
Maybe.
Maybe. Hey, I got news for you. That's my last atomic in the boat right now, too. I don't know who was more colorful, Brian, the lure or the fish?
Yeah, they're pretty colors.
Dandy. Hey, isn't that a nice fish?
There we go.
Brian, a lot of times I'll call that a redfin, but boy, you can't tell. He's got such nice color.
We haven't got one real red yet. There we go.
Look at that nice fish.
There. Look at the colors in that guy.
Is that a dandy?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, buddy.
Okay,
Let's put that
we'll turn
guy
him
back.
back to the deep.
Let's return him back.
There you go, fish. There he goes to the deep.
Straight down. Did he go fast too, or what?
Yeah.
Buddy! Now that fish is another close to 20 pounds, I'd say, 15 to
Yep,
20.
for sure.
And that's 3 fish in less than an hour and a half, and we're not more than a mile from the lodge.
Yep.
And again, how long is this lake?
11 miles by 6 miles.
And it's just, again, it's a lake trout fish factory.
That's for sure.
I'm gonna get my atomic
We'll
back
get some
down.
bigger ones yet.
I'm gonna get my tonic back down, and you can just forget about those jigs. Put it there.
Okay, the derby's on.
Going Fishing returns with more trophy lake trout fishing at Wellesley Lake.
Brian, I know what you were gonna do. You were gonna put a jig on for me, weren't you?
Yeah.
I don't think this is a big guy, Brian, because
You're under pressure.
I saw this guy hit it. I could see that rod. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
But it really didn't bury. They just don't quit here, Brian.
No.
Brian, look at this fish. You do have a shore lunch. What size do you have for shore lunch, Brian?
Oh, 3 to 4 pounds. Nothing like that guy.
We can't eat him?
Nope.
You know what? He's got that hook right on his nose, eh?
That's a really old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got the barbless in there, so
Yeah.
it isn't going to take much to take that out of him. is
No,
it?
so we'll just let him go.
Okay.
Come here, fish.
Yeah, he does look like he's got some age on him.
There's the beauty of catch and release.
Brian, a couple things. You said that you like seeing the bubbles when these fish are coming up so that the air bladder is being expelled, right? You can release them later pretty easy.
Yep, for sure. Because if they can't get that out, they can't get back down.
Because you really didn't hold that fish. You got that hook out of him and he was ready to go.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, buddy, what does Kluane mean?
It's Indian for big fish.
Big fish. What Indian band is up here?
The Clinkets?
The Clinkets, okay. There's nobody else on this lake, there's just you.
Just us, and our nearest neighbor is 80 miles away.
80 miles. And you can't drive to this lake.
No, access is only by plane.
And I got to tell you, if you get the opportunity to get up here, you're going to go into Whitehorse, and Whitehorse is probably one of the nicest little towns I've ever seen.
Yep, for sure.
You know, it's really magnificent.
Yep, 31,000 people in the Yukon and 25,000 in Whitehorse.
So you've got nearly everybody in Whitehorse that lives in the Yukon is what you're trying to tell me.
Pretty much, yeah.
Brian, this is spectacular. All you've got to do is look around. We left, how many miles north are we of Whitehorse?
200 miles northwest.
You know, and I saw bush all the way up here. There were no roads, right?
No.
I look out here now and all I see is mountains. Now we've got a little bit of a haze in here from the forest fires, eh?
From the fires, yeah.
And you said that that's a volcano way over there in
Yeah,
Alaska.
and that's in Alaska. And we've had guests here all week and never seen a plane for a whole week.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Usually when I go north, no matter where I go, I'll see the bush planes going over.
Yeah.
We don't here.
No,
Just fantastic, buddy.
land of the midnight sun.
And lots of fish, and that's what we're going after
That's
right now.
right. Let's catch another one. She's a good one.
So pick one up, Brian.
Yeah.
Now, do I have to stop this boat, or can I keep motoring?
He's a pretty big fish.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on one sec.
Yeah, not gaining on this guy.
Okay, hang on.
Them jigs are hot again, eh?
Oh, your jigs are hot again. Now, you're saying that your customers, for the most part, are using jigs at least 50% of the time?
Yeah, probably jigs and spoons. Not very many people use the plugs.
You know, it's amazing. You catch him back there, right? We shut the boat off, and where's he want to go? To the front of the boat. Brian, you don't get many occasions where people come up here and they don't catch fish.
No, and my guarantee is if you can't catch fish, you stay free.
And you haven't had to pay that out yet.
Nope.
That's something. Now, I think we're going to have a problem. You've got, what do you keep for shore lunch? Small
Around
fish.
3 to 4 pounds.
We haven't seen any 3 to 4 pound fish yet.
Not yet.
And guess what? I'm getting hungry, so I hope this is a 3 or 4, but I don't think
I don't
it is.
think he is, no.
What size we got here?
Camping right under the boat.
Right
There he is.
You know what?
Yeah, he might be a shore
Might
lunch
be a
fish,
shore
eh?
lunch, right? He's taking that jig up under the through.
Yeah. We'll keep that guy for shore lunch.
Now, again, I call these, back in Ontario, I call these fish red fins because they've
Yeah.
got this bright red fin. Maybe he knows he's destined for the frying pan.
I think so, yeah. He's a cooker.
Nice fish. Dandy fish.
Got her?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him by the tail. All right. Got him. I was gonna grab him by the tail. These are strong fish, Brian.
Yeah, they are.
Sit still there, buddy.
Well, and the water's nice and cold.
And hey, you wanna know, I was just thinking that this water is cold.
You wouldn't swim very long in there.
That is a nice fish, eh? Now look at the color in that fish.
Yeah, they're sure pretty.
Now, when we fillet this fish out, is he nice and orange?
Yes. Yeah,
And just because we've got the gang for shore lunch, we can keep this fish.
that's right. Yeah.
That's a dandy.
Okay. That'll go. And we'll put him in a bag.
Nice fish. Nice color, real nice fish. Brian, you can have your jigs. You had to see this just before we turned the camera on. I couldn't get the rod out of the rod holder. This fish took it that hard. Wow, did he hit that, Brian? You know, I'm trying to lean over to get that rod out of the rod holder. And he was just going the other end of the lake. What's the deepest water on this lake, Brian?
165 feet.
165. And yet we're here second week in July, and we're only down 30 feet.
Yeah, we don't have to fish real deep here.
Wow.
That's a good one.
That's a nice fish. You know what? That's still a barbless hook. Who says lake trout don't fight? Look at this guy. That's a dandy.
You pick them up?
Yes, sir. You can pick him up as soon as I get him beside the boat for you. Just watch that big siwash. Come here, you. See if you can get him in. Want him back over here. He just doesn't want to quit, eh?
There, we got him now.
Nice fish.
There.
Pop this.
Look how fat that guy is.
Wow, is he nice?
Good old single barbless.
Can I just see him for 1 second? I want to have a real good look at that fish. You know, Brian, these are some of the nicest looking lake trout I've ever seen. They are real pretty.
Yeah, they sure are. Look at the colors of them.
Nice looking fish.
Especially the sun shining nice.
Dandy. Wow.
Come on there.
I can't believe the strength of these fish, Brian.
Yeah.
You know? Brian, I'm not kidding you, and this is no fish story. I've never seen fish take off. Like, you know, you'll fight them for 15, 20 minutes, and then you'll get them in the boat, you want to get a quick picture, right? You put them back in the water, it's just like you've just taken them out. They've got energy like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. And the single barbless hook, I believe, is a big factor of that.
Listen, we've got one small fish, so you're going to have shore lunch with me.
You betcha.
Let's go with it, because I'm getting worn out. Okay. This is paradise.
That's for sure.
And now for the Montana's Cookhouse tip of the week. Barbless hooks are a must at Kluane. Still, a line always kept taut between angler and fish relates to a big fish being successfully brought to the boat for an easy and simple release.
You know, this is so quiet out here. This is amazing. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect the sun at this time at night. I didn't expect the water to be calm like this. I didn't expect the fish to be biting like this.
Yeah.
Is it always like this?
Pretty much, yeah.
Listen, I've got an Ambassador 7000 here, and it's filled up with lead core line. What pound test line are you using?
The lead core is 27 pound, and I put 20 pound mono on first, and then the lead core, and then 15 pound mono after that.
Okay, so it's color coded, and they're in 10-yard sections, right?
Yeah.
And they're just different color in each section. That way you can tell how much line you've got out.
Yeah, and it's 100 yards long.
Okay, it's 100 yards. Now, the jig, what weight is it?
1.5 ounces. We use a barbless hook. And then to hook the tail, use these rubber tails. Put it on the back. Just push her through. Pop her up like that. And I don't use a swivel, I just tie the mono right to it. I believe it gives more action to it.
And you're using crazy glue sometimes to glue that rubber right onto the jig, eh?
Yeah, you can do that too, yeah.
Stops the fish from pulling it back off.
Yeah.
What has been your best day up here as far as using these on the bottom?
My daughter and I were tagging fish, and we tagged 34 lake trout at 30 pounds plus.
Wow, wow. What month would that be?
It's in July, right about now.
Listen, if you get the chance, you've got to get up here to Wellesley. It's just, this is paradise.
That's for sure.
What else can I say?
Yeah. In the Yukon, land of the midnight sun.
It's paradise.
Yeah.
Going fishing returns with Shore Lunch.
You're the head cook at Kluane Wilderness Lodge, right?
That's correct.
And in the rest of the time when you're not here, you're in Courtney?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we've got some lake trout, but before we talk about that, what's in the pot over there on the barbecue?
In the pot, those are vicious beans.
Vicious beans?
Vicious beans.
Kluane beans.
Kluane beans, yes.
I heard you've got some steak in it. You've got some beans, you've got some potatoes, anything else?
The rest is a secret, I'm sorry.
It's a big secret. Okay.
Big secret.
We've got the lake trout fillets. What are you going to mix them with?
We have a choice of 3 different batters, but we will start off with Kellogg's cornflakes.
Okay.
and spices. Okay, so gotta make sure they're pretty soft.
What kind of spices are in with the cornflakes?
Oh, it's really up to how I feel, but it's mainly pepper, lemon pepper, maybe a little bit of garlic powder. To be quite honest, I don't know what's in there because I mixed it a few days ago.
Okay. But so it's the cornflakes and the 3 spices anyway.
Yeah. And yet it's really up to a personal preference. Then there's the least mess.
Now, what are you using for the fish? Is it an oil or is it a lard?
It's just oil. It's a commercial oil, so it has a really high baking point because with doing it on open fire, you never know what temperature the oil might get to. Okay, it's ready for
the frying?
Cooking. The first batch is usually a little bit on the hot side, so the fish will cool it down. So I won't put too much on at once, but I can control the fish.
You want me to stir the beans?
Yes, please. Now the trick is to only turn it once so that it doesn't get too soggy. And if it gets a little bit too burnt, you just call it Louisiana style. And believe me, I get away with it. Voila.
Brian Dack. You know, I use this word too much, but it's paradise. This is paradise. Is that the name of the lake again?
Wellesley Lake.
Kluane Wilderness Lodge, right?
Yep.
Do you always have these shore lunch get-togethers for all your customers?
Yeah, at least 1 or 2 for each day.
Okay, what was the name of the cook?
Yuda.
I had to laugh when Yuda said to me, if I cook my fish really fast and it burns a little, I just call it Cajun. Now, I've got potato salad with eggs. I've got regular salad.
Yeah.
I've got Kluane goulash, right?
Yep.
Now that's beans and that's sausage and that's got steak in it. And I also have some of Yuda's lake trout, right? The Cajun lake trout. I just want to try this. Oh, I'll use my fingers on the fish, then I'll use the fork on the salads. This is paradise. Listen, if you get the chance, don't pass up the opportunity to get into the Yukon, Wellesley Lake, Kluane Lodge. We're gonna eat this and we're gonna go back up for some more lake trout, right?
You betcha.
I'm gonna go and sit down over there right where that big raven is.
Okay.
Wait, eat, and we're going fishing.
Okay.
For more information on all our going fishing destinations, visit goingfishingtv.com. Going Fishing has been brought to you by Yamaha Motor Canada, Montana's Cookhouse, and by Berkeley Trilene. Going Fishing would like to thank the following fine sponsors.
Going fishing. Going fishing. Baby smiling my way, gonna have a great day. No competition. Going fishing.